Yo, 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 how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Sir Brant and the stuff that he does in his life, the game.
Yeah.
It's a very good game. And what happened last time? We rejected our sister. That was the big thing, I think. We were like, nah, Mom, we don't care for our sister.
No,
No, it's not really we rejected her. We were kind of impartial. We were like, we don't want to make a decision.
We don't know what the whole thing about the world that he lives in is like he has had consequences for making a decision. Now he's becoming indecisive, so he's just not like, I don't know which one's going to screw me over more, so I'm not going to make a decision just yet.
And it's funny because it sounds like not making a decision here is going to screw him over the most. So, yeah. You do not want to disappoint Mother or Gloria, but you also do not want to make any promises you cannot keep. Who knows what the future may hold? It always pays to be careful. And so you hide your true feelings and offer Mother a guarded response. You are not grown up enough to have a say in matters such as these. You will not be in charge of the family's affairs anytime soon. Of course, Gloria means a lot to you, and she always will, regardless of her status in the Brant home. Mother nods sadly. Oh, look at that. Just the single sentence right there. Oh, look at that emotion, dude. I understand, Brent. You want what's best for everyone. You don't want to betray your sister, but you also don't want to give her too much hope. You're still young. You don't have to make a choice just yet, but you will decide one day, I'm afraid. The world won't let you stand aside forever. Just then, you hear Gloria carefully knock at the door of Mother's chambers. Mother, Brent, I couldn't find you. You greet your sister as if the past few minutes never happened. You suggest reading some ancient poetry down in the library together. Gloria agrees, suspecting nothing about what Mother just told you now. Mother remains alone by her bedside, thanking the twins for the gift of humility with a quiet prayer. Hey, relations went down. That's fun.
I'm going to say she's probably the most dumbass person in this thing, because every time we do something for, like she understands how the noble world works, yet she's trying to make you screw up your entire nobility, where you would end up both being in shitty positions, rather than just one of you.
Yeah, she's a great mother, isn't she? Whoa, dude. The Flash and the Flame. I didn't know we were getting some DC into this right now. Jeez Louise, it's great. You are 13 now. Another theology lesson. Today's sermon is about the priests and why the clergy is the only one of the three estates with the right to interpret the lots and guide the other two estates accordingly. Tomas sits next to you, huffing and puffing as he fervently writes down the teacher's every word, and also smokes his vape pen. But you've heard all this from Mother many times before, so you take this moment to daydream a little. Father promised to take you to the capital once your studies are complete. But the teacher suddenly casts a stern look around the lecture hall and raises his voice at one of your classmates. A boy by the name of Ninja Brian jumps out of his seat. The teacher asks him to repeat what he had just said. Brian freezes and seems to shrink. He tries to muster a reply, but nothing comes out, just like the real Ninja Brian. Whoa, that's crazy. The class becomes agitated. Someone is about to get punished. Oh god, punished? Dude, are you sure this isn't Danganronpa? Is someone about to get executed right now? I think someone's gonna die. The teacher now looms over Brian. The boy's cheeks are flushed and his eyes are covered in tears. You all watch the teacher's iron-bound book as he raises it sharply, about to strike. Brian shrieks and raises a hand in front of him. A sudden flash. The teacher screams and buries his face in his arms. His hair is ablaze and his skin is covered in horrible burns. It's magic, real magic, just like in the books about the Magra Rebellion. The class freezes in shock. There is a dull thud as the iron-bound book falls to the floor. Brian's hysterical laughter rends the silence. He stands up from his bench, fire in his eyes and sparks on his fingertips. There are screams now. Students run for the door. The teacher tries to extinguish his burning hair. Brian snaps his fingers and the Book of Satius on the desks turn into pillars of flame. He laughs and raises his arms and the curtains catch fire. The screams grow louder as the fire howls. Brian's face is tense and violent. His mouth is spewing flames. Not his mother. His mother's not spewing flames. Not right now, at least.
His mom's a dragon.
Yeah, and he's the Dragonborn. That's why he's doing all this. It makes perfect sense. And his whole body is shaking with laughter. He steps toward the door. You and Tomas glance at each other. And you just look at each other and you're just like, dude, what the fuck just happened? He's going to burn the whole school down. Your friend's determination makes you brave. You run behind Brian and knock him off his feet. You both tumble to the floor. Even through his clothes, his body sears your flesh. Brian screams, convulses, and grabs Tomas by the shoulders with his burning hands. Tomas howls but stays put, then knocks Brian senseless with several fierce blows to the head. There are servants fussing around the room now. They put out the fire and take away the teacher, his body covered in horrible burns. You and Tomas remain next to Brian, who is lying on the floor, silent. Soon 3 men in black coats enter the doors of the school, each bearing an edict sealed with silver. The Inquisition! The Spanish Inquisition! Oh my gosh.
No one expects that.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition, never. Never ever. You and Tomas are told to step away from the witch. They lock Brian's neck in a silver collar and take him away. God, like 5 seconds into this and Ninja Brian's already like almost killed a bunch of people. Man, I'm pretty sure they based this Brian off of the real Ninja Brian. One of the Inquisitors remains behind to tell the students what happened. That was magic, he explains, the ungodly power that twists the minds of men into savage instruments of murder. Only the sacred shackles of silver can hold it at bay. Only the power of the twins can save us all from its evil grasp. The next day you are forbidden from ever mentioning Brian's name again. He is no more. That's right, Brent, you can never mention Ninja Brian ever again. Ever.
Oh, he'll come back and destroy everyone.
If I hear you mentioning Ninja Brian, you know what's gonna happen? The Spanish Inquisition's gonna happen. Oh, nice! We did nothing, and Tomas likes us more. That's great. That's cool. I mean, I guess we did help him by not getting burned, but... A great day looms ahead. 100 years ago, Uther Tempest was anointed to rule over the Empire. Blessed by the twins themselves, the Emperor's reign continues on into its 2nd century. Celebrations in honor of the Tempest dynasty are held throughout the city, and the school is closed for 2 weeks because of that. On one of these evenings, Father tells everyone that Grandfather is going to bring Stefan back home for the holiday. They say families should celebrate the Day of Anointment together. You could benefit from your elder brother's company. With his noble education, Stefan might be able to teach you how noblemen are supposed to act. Soon, Stefan arrives. He now handles himself differently. He uses his left hand instead of his right now. Wink, wink, nudge, anyways. When it comes to ordering servants around and ignoring Gloria, he is still Grandfather's double. But he is more grown up now than... Oh, damn it. He's more grown up now and far less haughty than you. Or to you. God, I can't read. It is a dark winter evening. A damp, cold wind sweeps through the city from the barren lands of Magra. You and Stefan are sitting in the library. He is telling you all about Eterna, the capital of the Empire. It is full of so many wonders. The Imperial Palace, the enormous Temple of the Twins, the Military Academy, the Imperial College. You have read so much about these places, yet he has seen them firsthand. Nathan enters the library. He looks concerned.
I can't find Gloria. I looked everywhere. She's not in the attic, not in the sitting room, not in the kitchen. I heard she wanted to sneak off to the ruins of Milakunis Palace, and she couldn't be lost in there.
You and Stefan exchange looks. Charmilakunis. Charmilakunis, the rebellious duke. The ruins of his palace are a dangerous place. Some children claim his tainted magic still lingers there, which means you absolutely have to make your way there and back to prove you are not afraid of the long-dead witch. Your brother tells you to wait. He leaves and soon returns with a sword in its sheath.
Get ready, Brent. We're going to rescue Gloria. She must have gone to the ruins in search of inspiration for another one of her little rhymes.
The two of you instruct Nathan to tell your parents you've gone for a walk in the square. You and your elder brother head outside. You're confused by Stefan's actions. He refuses to treat Gloria like a human being, so why is he still so determined to rescue her? Stefan notices your expression.
Are you wondering why I care about Gloria all of a sudden? I can't act that way I can't act in any other way, can I? The law of honor compels me to protect my family. Gloria will never be a Brant, but father still took her into our house. I must respect his seniority and defend Gloria like she is one of our
Gloria.
own. Defeat. Probably put her wherever she is in the first place. And you are a Brant too, noble or not, which means it is your duty to aid me.
The ruins of Char Mildakunis' palace span an entire district. The palace was abandoned centuries ago, and its remnants are overgrown with thick underbrush. The ruined palace is empty, nothing but cold wind blowing over crumbling brickwork. Even the worst scum of the land steer clear of this place. You make your way through the ruins until you spot scattered sheets of paper covered in writing. Your sister's writing. You hear loud laughter coming from behind a dilapidated stone wall nearby. You pull yourself up to peer over it. Gloria is lying on the ground face down, in defense mode. Twitching and sobbing. A gaggle of drunk young thugs surround her, cackling and swinging their arms about. It's a good thing she has 2,000 defense and they only have 1,000 attack. So they're actually losing life points. You hear their shouts. Look at the lass sitting here rhyming words together. She thinks you're all noble. Don't worry, you lone-born tart. We're gonna teach you your own place. One of the louts spits at Gloria as she lies there. Wasn't that a great drunk impression?
I was gonna say that sounded very similar to what the fuck is his name now? I can't remember his name. But he went to jail.
Oh my god, that could be a lot of people. There's a lot of people in
Jello.
jail. Oh,
Jello.
Wait, Jello?
Jello is the thing that I keep thinking of when I think of this guy's name.
I don't.
He did picture pages. What is his name?
4 to 6 days later.
Bill Cosby. There you go.
Oh, Bill Cosby. Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, I could see that. Oh my gosh.
Get away from you. I meant her. Not the assistant. You bastards, or I'll spill your guts.
They respond with mocking laughter. Stefan draws his sword. The street thugs recoil in fear, but they soon notice that he is the only one-armed man. He is only one-armed man against many. They start reaching out for sticks and stones.
Stand by my side. Don't let them flank me.
Stefan's hand shakes, but he looks ready for battle. He is outnumbered. For a moment, you hesitate. Perhaps it might be better to run for the nearby district and call for guards. The young thugs are already armed with makeshift weapons. They start approaching you, and Stefan cautiously, and decision time. Do we charge the attackers, specifically $3.50? Or do we follow our brother's orders? Which, I guess nobility will go up by 1, but our willpower will go down by 5. But we're at 15, so we'll be fine with that. Stefan Brant will like us a little bit more, which is kind of cool. +2, that's pretty good. Charge the attackers, okay, it'll be +2 anyways. Or do we call the guards? Our ingenuity goes up by 1. But, I mean...
Nothing was Brant.
Nothing, yeah. I'm thinking maybe this one might be good, since we unlocked it. Yeah? Do you think that's a good one?
I'm thinking this mostly because, he's indecisive about, legally or, in the public's eye standing for the girl, but she's not gonna just not do anything.
Yeah.
To help.
Yeah, well, and in this situation, we also get nobility and we get some relationship points up too, which I feel like, as much as I don't really like our brother a little bit, I feel like he's going to be a key player in, not just being alone all of our life and dying. as like some random ass, I don't know, farmer or something. All right, follow your brother's orders. We're locking that in.
Yep.
All right, we're doing it.
Stefan's firm voice fills you with confidence. You follow your noble brother's orders. It takes a moment to grab a stick, and then you are at Stefan's back, angrily swinging at the louts as they are trying to bring him down. One of the louts lunges at your brother with a stone, but you hit him with a stick, and he falls right down at Stefan's feet. His sword flashes, the blade sinks deep into the young man's stomach. He wheezes. Blood starts pouring onto the ground. The thugs freeze. Stefan pulls the sword out, his face in an inscrutable mask, and returns to his fighting stance. You are stunned to see Stefan take another man's life so easily and effortlessly, like picking his own teeth. These thugs look like they're about to flee. There is rage and confusion on their faces. They never expected the young nobleman to use that sword. Stefan just scoffs at them. No, Bard scum, that's all you are. This is the only language you understand. Good job, brother. Gloria, get up. We're going home. He turns to glance at your sister, giving the enraged thugs just enough time to rush you. You get separated from Stefan. Your back is against the wall now. They hit you hard in the stomach, then the face, and then the side of the head. Then your mind just slips away. When the darkness disperses, you find yourself lying in your bed. Stefan is in an armchair next to you reading the book. He is alive, with a left arm in a sling and a black eye, but still alive. Your head is spinning and you feel nauseous. You try your best to sit up. Stefan looks up from the book. I'm level 86.
Hey, we did it, Brent! Yes!
Don't try to get up. You lost a lot of blood. I suppose that a few thugs too. Many for a single warrior, even with good backup. I'm impressed. We fought like an army. The noble orders, the commoner obeys, all according to our lots. We defended the family's honor together. You know, brother, that nobleman's lot is also as great burden is also a great burden that few are able to bear. It takes courage not to fight everything you see, but to do your duty. Each and every decision a nobleman makes becomes a part of the family's legacy, flowing in the blood tide forever. I think about it often. A noble mustn't act weak. A noble mustn't suffer like people of the lowborn lot. A noble must rule over them wisely. A noble must ensure that they have work to do. It's not merely your own lot you have to look after. You have to ensure that 1,000 others can live by their lot as well. And there are so many more matters to take care of. Honor, dignity, tradition. It's tough, but it's what it makes. Fuck. I'm thinking while I'm reading this because I disagree with his asshole.
Oh no!
So I'm stuttering a lot more.
You're just having like a mental debate with like your own character.
Pretty much. It's tough. It's tough to freaking disagree, but reading what he's saying. But it's what it takes to be a nobleman. Do you understand what I'm talking about? There is approval in your brother's eyes for the first time in a long while. It was a pleasure to fight by your side. Fight side by side, brother.
Oh yeah. So our relationship with him went up a little bit. That's pretty good. Our willpower went down, but our nobility went up. So that's good. We're honorable. I feel like that's a good thing to be. Probably, maybe, potentially.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Before long, God damn it.
You can do it!
The entire city hears how a gang of lowborn thugs assaulted Stephen Brante. Grandfather ensures that the brash young men are found. Some of them are taken into custody as soon as the Lesser Death releases them. Grandfather seeks vengeance on those who hurt his favorite grandson. Perfect Elborn, a friend of your... Alright, Prefect Elborn,
There we go.
a friend of your family, I'm not thinking that he's perfect or not, promises to personally oversee the trial and ensure that justice is served. Stefan and grandfather decide to stay in Anazot as Anazot until the end. Man, I just thought Anazot was a girl. I'm like, what the fuck is this going on here?
the dude, I mean, Stefan and the grandfather are staying in the same girl? Oh, God. Oh, no.
Then I realized that's a city. Until the trial ends. Grandfather, you stupid cat, you stepped on my keyboard. Go fuck yourself. Grandfather demands the true death for every single assailant. You ask father to explain something. How can a legal court sentence criminals to true death? How can worldly judgment overrule the twins' law? Your words... I can't remember. I'll just come up with whatever. Your words are true, my son. Their law is second to none. Yet the twin gods also made that empire and all its ways. The court of the law exists to execute the laws of heaven here in the world. Should the court of law sentence a person to death, the law high above will always enforce it, and so every execution brings true death. The commoners who assaulted Stefan, a born nobleman, have committed a grave offense. There is no doubt about that. And yet, according to the Emperor's decree, even commoners have the right to defend themselves when they are about to face true death. This means that all of us will have to appear at the trial and testify before the court. Evening comes. Gloria visits your room. She looks crestfallen. Her fingers keep reaching for her long hair. You put away your school books and ask what is bothering her.
The trial is tomorrow.
I wonder why you didn't get relationship points with her. Because you...
She was face down defense position the entire time. She didn't know what happened, I assume. Or she was knocked out, but then maybe she just didn't hear that I was amazing, or I don't know.
She just doesn't care about you at all. So you made the right decision in not helping her.
I was gonna say, you know what? I bet the mother was a total shit starter, and went up to Gloria afterwards and was like, "Hey, your brother over there? Yeah, he doesn't care about you at all. So, if you never want to talk to him again, that's okay." I thought I was going to appear there too as an eyewitness. After all, this whole mess started because of me. But Sir Robert isn't even going to mention that I was there. Can you imagine? He says I would ruin the case. Why am I always in the way? Nobody ever mentions me. Nobody has to listen to me. It's like I don't even exist. And I thought Stefan standing up for me finally meant something. Maybe I will become part of the family. But no, everything is back to usual now. Yeah, I stood up for you too. Wasn't just Stefan. Jeez, come on.
Yeah. Gloria tries her best to hold back the tears. You do not do your best to comfort her.
I do not do my best.
Somehow ended there, but I'm going with that now.
You do your absolute worst to comfort her.
Father just needs to keep the family out of trouble.
If Sir Robert believes that I only bring trouble, why did he took me into the house at all? That is perfect English.
Yeah. Gloria runs away. You return to your books, but you can't help but get lost in thought. What if they told you the court you weren't there either? What if they told the court you weren't there either? How would you feel then? There is a knock at the door. It is Father. He closes the door behind them and starts sitting next to you. There is an exhausted look about him. Son, you will be testifying before the court tomorrow. Please remember what I'm about to tell you. Gloria, it wasn't at the ruins at all. You weren't there. You went there with your brother to inspect this historic site. The low-born men insulted Stefan first and attacked him. Stefan had managed to deal with the assailants on his own, but by the time the guards intervened... I read that weird end. but by the guard, I'm like, I don't want to fix this.
It's like halfway through the sentence. Like,
yeah. It's like halfway through the sentence, he like just drops that and immediately goes to, Gloria will cast a suspicion on this case. If we mention her very existence to the court, the reputation of the family will suffer. Your grandfather will never forgive me if that happens. Do not let me down. We are counting on all of you, and all, never mind. You recall the night of the fight like it was a moment ago. Gloria sprawled under the feet of the crackling thugs. Her poetry, her greatest treasure, scattered on the ground. She thinks it's all noble. I think it was you who was supposed to read that.
It's the drunk people. She thinks she's all noble.
Those were the words they spat down on her. But doesn't grandfather mean the same thing when he denies that she is part of the family? But if you do what father tells you, the trial will end quickly. Those commoners will face true death for assaulting a noble. If you mention Gloria, things will get complicated and you cannot predict how the trial will end. Which is more important to you, what is right or what is just?
Oh, dang. Okay, bud. Let's see. Do we support father? Our reputation will go up by 1. Our unity as a family will go down by 1, though. Although it is now 6, so I feel like that might be okay. Robert Brant relation will go up by 1, and Gloria relation will go down by 1. Yeah. Do we lie to father? You agree with your father now, but then we'll tell the truth later. Oh, damn. Our ingenuity goes up by 1, but everyone kind of hates us except for Gloria. Ooh, Robert Brant -2. Ooh,
yeah.
That's not good. Or convince father to change his mind. You are determined to change father's opinion and make sure Gloria gets the fair treatment she deserves. Unity goes up by 1, reputation goes down by 1, nobility goes up by 1, spirituality goes up by 1, willpower goes down by 5, and Gregor Brant will go down by 1 too. Brent, what's your opinion on this situation?
Well, I don't like the grandfather, so I don't
feel bad about being a dick to the grandfather because he is kind of an asshole.
Yeah. I don't think lying would actually be a smart play.
No, this one? Yeah, I don't think that would be. You agree with father now, but then you will tell the truth later. Usually that's probably, I don't know, it doesn't sound like a good thing to do.
No.
Yeah, so really then it's between support father or convince father to change his mind. I mean, personally, I would probably go with this one.
Yeah.
But that is a personal thing, and I don't know if it fits with our character or not.
I think.
The thing.
Yeah,
I
think he would support rather than
I think he would
convince.
too. Because it, like...
As much as I'd rather the other one.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'd rather do this. But if we're doing like this, I don't know, like a role-playing a certain type of character kind of thing, I think he would support father in it, right? I
agree with that.
I think we're going to go with this one. Okay. Yep. Are you ready, Brent? Let's diggity do it next time on another episode.
Oh, nice.
Why not? Yeah, look at that segue, right? Not bad. Not bad at all. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Do the things you do for everyone else, but do it for us. Do it for our amazing gameplay and narration of this game, you know?
Do it for my leveling up my woodcutting in RuneScape.
Oh yeah, I love how you said that like, I don't know, a quarter of the way through this episode, and then we didn't explain what it was until the very end of the episode. Oh, that's hilarious.